that digs on me.
Hey everyone, it's the plumdot here and welcome back to my channel for an OG Townie Makeover. So yes, here we are with the original gold digging blonde bombshell of the franchise, Dina Caliente. And I wanted to take a sim that no matter which version of the game that you've played, whether it be 2, 3, 4, or even console, you would know exactly who I was talking about. And I wanted to show her some plum love, but not just a little bit of plum love. I also wanted to show Dina some extreme plum love. Now, what I mean by that is that when people do Townie makeovers, there are two sides to the coin. So on one side, you change your makeup, you change your outfit, and you call it good. So I did that. But on the flip side of the coin, you go to the extreme. You think to yourself, but they could look so much better. So you do a little bit of plastic surgery and you make the sim look how you envisioned them to look like based on what you know about them. So I did that as well. So both versions of Dina Caliente will be down below in the description for you to download and put in your game along with her CC list. Now, as I was going through these transformations with Dina, taking her from OG Townie Makeover to Extreme OG Townie Makeover, she was just getting better and better. But by the time I got to the extreme version of Dina, I was like, bam, this is exactly how I envision Dina to look like. So before we take it all the way back to Pleasant View and we learn a little bit more about Dina and her backstory, I just have one question. Who in the world at EA made the Sims 3 version of Dina Caliente? It's almost like they didn't know who they were making, that they didn't read her backstory and know that they were meant to be making this buxom bombshell of a blonde, this femme fatale, some sim that could come close to being a Black Widow. It's almost like that went completely out of their heads and we were left with this. And the OG Dina just looks sad to me. She doesn't look confident. She doesn't look like she's sexy and she knows it. And she just looks like she could be any old regular sim, maybe even a pizza girl, an NPC in The Sims 3. I mean, maybe I've got this all wrong. Maybe she is confident because as we're seeing, she's got this fishnet top on. You can see her nip nops through it. So, you know, maybe she is confident, but to me, it doesn't look like it. And she needed a lot of work because she is just, like, EA, what is you doing? What is you doing? So because we are in The Sims 3, before we go back to The Sims 2 and pull out that LBD that Dina is famous for wearing, we're going to start in Barnacle Bay, which is where you can find the Caliente sisters. Now, Barnacle Bay is a Sims 3 store world, and in that version, Dina and Nina live with a roommate. Now, in the Sims 3 version, Dina is in the culinary career. I have a big issue with this because Dina's only job should be to find and marry old rich Sims. That's it. She shouldn't be doing the rise and grind every day, chipping her pretty little nails. She should be able to live the life of luxury that would allow her to have plastic surgery if she wants to, allow her to have a fitness instructor if she wanted to do that. She shouldn't have to work a 9 to 5. So, you know, I'm not very happy that Dina has a career here. Now, her romances is where I'm feeling Dina Caliente vibes. She doesn't only have one romance. Dina Caliente actually has 4 romances going on, and she is juggling those men, and she has got them all wrapped around her little finger. Now, she is in romances with Alec Trevo, Jeff Smith, Juan Jr. Inkbeard, and Richie Radon. So you go, Dina. You own what you are. You are a badass bee, and you've got all the sim men coming after you. Now, of course, we're not going to see Don Lothario in this version in a romance with Dina Caliente because Don does come in Riverview, but I think it would be pretty cool to get all 3 of them back together and see if the sparks fly like they did in the Sims 2 version. So if we go down to Dina's personality in the Sims 3, she is charismatic, she has commitment issues, which I'm going to talk a little bit more about that because it contradicts her personality in the Sims 2 and how she is in the Sims 2. She is also flirty, she is hot-headed, and she is a schmoozer. Now, her lifetime wish is to become the jack of all trades. I just spoke about this. Dina Caliente does not work. She is a master seductress. She should have had the lifetime wish where she's woohooing with all the Sims in all these different spots. Or she should have had the lap of luxury. So I think her having the lifetime wish of jack of all trades, wanting to reach level 4 or 5 of 4 or 5 different careers, just isn't the Dina Caliente that we started out with knowing from The Sims 2. Now, her favorites are classical music, grilled salmon, and orange. Now, the only issue that I have with her favorites is classical music. I just don't see Dina being the type of sim that wants to go to a classical concert. She is out on the prowl. She is out every single night, and she is just like eat, sleep, rave, repeat, eat, sleep, rave, repeat, eat, sleep, rave, repeat. Woohoo! That's how I see Dina Caliente. And if you have late night installed in The Sims 3, Dina and Nina will also be 4-star celebs, which makes sense because, like I said, everybody knows who the Caliente sisters are. So let's take it back to The Sims 2. Let's take it back to that low-cut LBD that Dina is famous for wearing. Let's take it all the way back to Pleasant View, where when you open the game, you're going to get a pop-up, and it's going to say, Dina is digging for gold. Just chillaxing in her little black bikini in her hot tub. So, what I find most interesting about the backstory of Sims 2 Dina is things that I didn't even know about her. So, in Sims 2, Dina is actually a widow, and this is what I was talking about with her commitment issues. So, at one point, Dina was married. Now, who was she widowed by? None other than Michael Bachelor. And who was Michael Bachelor? He is actually the older brother of Bella Goth. So, Dina and Bella are actually related. Now, their relationship gets a little bit murkier, even though in Pleasant View, Bella Goth isn't there. It still gets a little bit murkier than that. So not only did Dina marry Bella's brother when he was old and he was probably rich and on his deathbed, Black Widow anybody, she is also in love with and wants to get engaged to Mortimer Goth. I just love this version of Dina. She is just herself. She knows what she is and she owns it. She takes accountability for marrying or wanting to marry old rich Sims and take all of their coin, and she's not ashamed of it whatsoever, and that is what I love. So who else does Dina have a romance with in Sims 2? None other than the town womanizer Don Lothario. When I think of Dina, I think of Don as her counterpart. Dina is the yin to Don's yang. She is the cheech to his chong. They are cut from the same cloth. So it makes sense that these two would be in a romantic relationship in The Sims 2. And I just love that they are kind of the same type of sim. I really, really love that. So in The Sims 2, she is also interested in money, fashion, entertainment, arts, and travel. If that isn't a lady of luxury, I don't know what is. Now, another thing that I found really interesting about Dina Caliente is that she is also an alien sim hybrid in The Sims 2. So her parents are Flamenco and Nihat Caliente, and her grandfather, Nestor Caliente, gave birth to her father after being abducted and impregnated by pollination technician number 7. So in this extreme version that we're seeing on screen right now, I actually pointed her ears a little bit just to give a little tip to the hat to her alien ancestry. Because like I said, everything that Dina is, she owns it. So if she is a quarter alien, she is going to raise her hand and own that. So here we are in this extreme version of Dina, and I just love how she looks. To me, this version of Dina says, I can have anything I want, and I'm going to flaunt how sexy I am. And I don't care what anybody thinks about me. I'm just going to go about my business. And if somebody doesn't agree with how I run my business, then that's their problem. But we are almost to the end of this video, so I'm going to wrap it up here. Make sure you stick around to the screenshot so you can see Dina's full and complete transformation from OG Townie Makeover to Extreme OG Townie Makeover. Let me know which one is your favorite, and also let me know down below in the comments, is there anything that I shared with you about Dina's backstory that you didn't know, especially about her Sims 2 days? Because some of the things that I found out, I was kind of like, what? But if you enjoyed this, make sure to do all of those cool interweb things like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you've got that bell ding dong so you can be notified whenever I do upload. But for now, I'm gonna skedaddle. Don't be a plum stranger now, guys. Bye!